Maar weer eens 'n baie vinnige begin. Goeie regter wat vir Murray getref het, maar hy volg dit op met 'n goeie linker hakhou. Hierdie manne slaan met alles wat hulle het.
Well, this has become a vicious battle with neither man asking for quarter and none given. They're trading punches in center ring, vicious punches. Murray standing up to the American, who is a noted puncher, and driving him back towards the rope. Got him trapped now in a neutral corner.
Bloedboek aan die linkeroog nou. Maar die man daar van Velafsi sny boek aan die linkeroog. Wat Murray opgeslaan het. Van Derouen en boek aan die linkeroog op. En nou is die linksrechts combinatie, dit het op geskit. Hy is in die moeilijkheid, altyd sy oor is opgeslaan nou, Derouen.
Well, Derouen takes the punch very well, and you certainly took that one well, but he's was shaken to his boots. And still Murray keeps the pressure on.
Weer rechter wat deurgedring het, bloed aan albei oor. Links en rechts.
With a cut above Derouen's right eye. And suddenly there are fewer punches coming back from the American in these exchanges. It's Murray who's in control. I have never seen Murray sharper than this.
Recht rechter van hom, hy is die hotklou bokser wat baie goed werk.
Well, that was a very rare clinch. We haven't seen many of those in this fight so far. The men have been... Oh!
Die links-rechts combinatie, so hy teen die touwe lê. Maar die linker hakhou wat die verwoestende werk gedoen het. Telling van 8 word aangehoor in ronde nummer 2. Dikkie Banker rag op die bene nou en dan gaan hy die pad uitbly van Murray. Hierdie kan nie begin van die einde wees. Hy nog 'n geweldige linker. Daar is op hulle voete. Einde van die ronde.
Well, that bell must be sweet music to the ears of Rusty Derouen.
That's the rolling. That's the rolling.
Well, you have some replay from the second round, a little bit speeded up, but there's a left hook that sent to the American staggering into the ropes. You know, the replay from another angle, tremendous left hook, and he sank back into the ropes before going down. What a punch from Gary Murray. And Murray put another one in just for safe measure, which reminds me, of course, of Charlie Weir, and Murray has been compared to Weir in many respects. He's got that killer instinct. Here's more replay. Murray getting to grips with the American. Anxious to start unloading his punches. And there's the left hook.
Dis die derde ronde. Onmiddellik Murray wat daar is. Nog weer 'n linker hakhou. Wat baie hard tref. Murray wat die geweldige druk bly toepas wat hy in die vorige ronde toegepas het.
Well, they call Murray a pressure fighter, and you can see why. He's giving Derouen hardly any respite in this round, here on the third, having dropped him in the second. Staying right on top of the American, firing with both hands to the head.
Links-rechts treffer weer goeie werk gedoen aan die sny by die oor deur die helpers, maar dit is nou weer boek aan die regteroog waar die bloed begin deursyfer. 'n Klein stikkende merkie ook boek aan die linkeroog. Baie harde houe wat tref. Weet nie hoe lank hy hierdie druk gaan weerstaan nie. Derouen
amazes me that Derouen can stand up under this sort of punishment from Murray. Taking some tremendous shots to the head and the jaw.
En as die uitweg is, moet jy nou en dan 'n bietjie vashou om asem te skep, maar hy kry nie eens daarvoor kans nie. Hy hou wat nie meer heeltemal die krag het waarmee hy begin het nie. Selfbekend is 'n baie harde slaander. 21 van sy 26 gevegte gewen met uitklaphoue, maar hy's maar hier die moeilikheid. Hierdie Biloxi bomber. Want the heat Gary Murray. Hy kom nou al 2 keer baie hard geslaan. So hard dat hy die kruitvloer natuurlik moes soek.
And unlike so many South African boxers, Murray is throwing combinations. He won't just throw the single punches, you notice. He's usually doubling up a left and a right, or a right and a left. And invariably they score.
Nou, was weer 'n geweldige linkerhakker geweest wat getref het. En hy beweeg regsom, so hy beweeg na daardie linker toe, maar nou is dit Murray self wat 'n snyboog aan sy regter oog het. Up ahead there.
Here's some replay from that third round. Another very good round for Gary Murray. Kept Derouen under a lot of pressure, hitting him with shots to the head that drove the American back towards the ropes in this replay.
Second down, round number 4.
You too. Just watch your head when you go into clinches, you think each other.
Well, you might have heard that instruction from referee Rassie Erasmus. Watch the heads when you get them close.
Hy loop sy aanval vroeg in na die lyfie van Murray. Dit was Daar's 'n ernstige waarskuwing. Right. Goeie combinatie hoor daar van Gary Murray.
Tremendous hand speed coming from Murray. He's putting his punches together beautifully here this afternoon. Derouen trying to fight back, forcing Murray onto the back foot, but you can be sure that's only momentarily. Until Murray regroups, as he already has.
Right. Goeie werk het gedoen daar, ook aan die regteroog van Gary Murray, want daar is nie soveel bloed wat uitkom nie. Bloed aan die voorkop van die man van Biloxi. Derouen ook nou, maar ek dink dit kom meer van die oog af. Geweldige combinasies wat hier nou deur albei boksers gebruik word.
Well, Derouen caught Murray with a good right hand high on the side of the head, but it didn't seem to have much effect on the local lad. He kept coming forward and throwing punches. Murray takes a punch well, but when he remembers to, he can take evasive action. That's not very often.
mens die koppe wat 'n rol speel daar en die skeieregter wat hulle waarsku.
Well, this has developed into a vicious, savage brawl. Very reminiscent of the days of Charlie Ware at his best.
Die neus wat ook nou begin bloei van Derouen. Rechts-links combinatie en het einde van die ronde.
You can only count off the ropes, okay? Don't mix with him. You don't have to mix with him. Don't have to mix with him, huh? Okay, keep his eyes still, keep his eyes still. Take some water. How you feeling? Another time? No? I don't want to hear it. Breathe out.
Round 4 was another action-packed round, and you can see why in this replay as both men got together. Good right hand from Derouen, went over the top and clipped Murray on the side of the head, but he took that punch well.
Seconds out. Round 5.
Listen, you must watch your head. You both cutting each other with your head. Like a box.
Skeieregter het weer eens praat oor haar snye wat veroorsaak word deur die kopstampery en ons sien die regter ook van Derouen het een onder en een bo.
Break!
Well, we're only seconds into the fifth round, and already Derouan's face is a bloodied mess. And he gets hit with a solid right to the head. But comes back with a right of his own.
Twee uitstekende regters wat albei boksers getref het. Maar hier se kombinasie sê daai tussen die beter dans op die ou end. Derouen se hele gesig is bebloed. Hierdie raak 'n bloedige geveg.
Murray seems to be smothering Derouen with punches up. I've not seen anything like this for a long time. He's got incredible hand speed, and his punch rate must be one of the highest in South Africa today.
Baie van daardie oue tref, hulle tref hard. Goeie regter, maar hy kan nie handskrag afgekom van Derouen.
Well, if the men look as though they're taking a breather, you can understand why. This fight has been fought at an amazing pace for welterweight. But still, here comes Murray with another burst of punches.
Prachtige combinatie van Gary Murray. Lukreg.
Well, goodness only knows how Derouen is standing up to this kind of punishment from Murray. Any other man would have been down long before now. Got some replay from what was a very good round for Gary Murray, the fifth. You can see why in the replay, Murray smashing a right to the jaw, followed by a left hook that really hurt the American. driving him back towards the ropes.
How's it feel? Magic? Don't want anybody? Okay, get in. Grease. Grease.
Segment out. Round 6.
We have a couple of courageous fighters in the ring here this afternoon. And this has become a bloody battle. In fact, there's blood everywhere.
Murray se witbroek wat duidelik die bloedtekens toon. Maar eerskade aangerig aan die gezicht van die man van Biloxi, Derouen, as in die gezicht van Gary Murray. Hy daar een snyp ook in die rechter oog. Wat gehoeke daar in die slag om die bloeding daar baie goed tot stilstand te bring.
The intensity of Murray's attack is almost unbelievable. I've not seen him this sharp or this intense in any of his previous fights. And Derouen really does know how to handle this man from South Africa. He's shown a lot of courage in standing up to this attack, but really hasn't won a round on our card. And it's only courage that keeps him standing up.
Baie bloed weer, stroom uit die neus van Derouen. Hy ontvang die een goeie startseeuwe na die ander van Gary Murray. Maar hy bly op sy voete.
Well, I dare say this has been Derouen's hardest fight ever. He'd won 19 out of 21, but I don't think he's ever come up against a fighter like Murray before. Put two pressure fighters in the ring together, and this is the result.
Gary Murray wat, ek wil my verstuit om te sê, daar twee baie harde houe ontvang het.
And still Murray sustains this blistering attack to the head, hitting Derouen with lefts and rights, rocked the American time and again.
Huh? You ask me what? When you stop the fight? Huh? Do you?
Come on.
Because if you don't start fighting, that's what I'm going to do. You hear me?
Keep your head back.
Got some replay from that very dramatic sixth round. Yet another agonizing round for Derouen, and you can see why as Murray catches him with a right to the head. Looks for an opening to start another blistering barrage. Weaves beneath Derouen's intended attack.
Fight. You hear me? Over it.
Segment out. Round 7.
Well, you might have heard Bo Williford tell the American in the corner, if you don't start fighting, I'm going to stop it. Well, quite frankly, I think he's been fighting from round one.
Nee, die aard van die zaak. Die boxers is een beetje moe raken en hij heeft een geweldige rechter ontvang daar. Hij komt terug met de rechter Murray, maar hij rechter van Derouen het eigen gevoel. Als geen twijfel alweer niet. Mondstuk is uit van Derouen.
Break!
Derouen caught Murray with a tremendous right to the head, but it made little difference. Murray showed no effects from the punch, just kept coming forward and unloading with both hands.
Trouwens, er zit een stukje pleister af van die handschoen wat afgevallen is. Dus denk dus die mondstuks. Albei boxers nog met hulle mondstukken in die monden. Hierdie vinnige tempo begint sy tol eis. Beweging is 'n bietjie stadiger, meer vashou, minder krag.
Well, Derouen looks as though he's punched himself out, and that's easy to understand. But Murray's still going at full steam.
Rechts links, dan sê die scheidsrechter stop. Onmiddellik die geweldige aanval wat nou kom van Derouen. Waar die man die kracht vandaan kry, sal niemand weet nie, maar Murray kom terug. Bijna aan oorlog hierdie.
Murray's in trouble. There's no question about that. Derouen has hurt him. And Murray's trying hard to get to close quarter so he can hang on.
Al Derouen wat van die rechterafstap is gebruikbaar bij loop en vast naar die links-rechts combinatie van Murray. Die einde van die ronde, maar wat een gevecht.
What an incredible round.
Just relax now, son. Just drive number 8. Just relax. That's all I want you to do. Put your legs. Stomach. Okay. Gary, he's dangerous in that last half, right? Don't bite again.
Something loose, Jackie. Sorry, just cut.
Don't bite again, please, son.
Yeah, no, please. Just cut this, will you? Just cut that.
Replay from round number 7. A round in which Derouen made a last desperate effort, as it were, and hurt Murray with that big right hand to the head. That really hurt Murray. Now see Murray try and weave out of trouble. Derouan's follow-up right went behind the head, but Murray was hurt.
Second down, round number 8.
Live action start around 8.
Combinatie van Gary Murray, maar er was niet te veel kracht achter Arie houden nie.
Well, Murray's corner told him to cool down and take his time, but quite frankly, he's so wound up, I don't think he can do that.
Goed. Maar die een geeft je die andere een terug.
Break!
Both these boxers take punches incredibly well, particularly Murray.
twee rechter en 'n regter opstopper en nog een. Wel al vastgehou word deur Murray uit al hy ontvang. Van Rusty Derouen.
Well, this has been a savage, bloody brawl, and certainly a contender for Fight of the Year. I've not seen anything like it for a long time. And still it's Murray who's pumping out the punches, driving the American black. Look at Duran's face, a bloody mess. One wonders whether he's already shot his boss, whether he's getting the last round of his lost.
Dat was een geweldige uitslag nou. En nou zal Rusty Derouen alles in zijn vermogen moeten doen om hier staande te blijven. Want die aanslag van Murray was fel. Hij heeft een paar stukken aanslag vandaag al hier afgeweerd, maar hij ontvangt nou geweldig houden. Lekker raken wat weer goed treft. Dit is bloed bij Gary Murray's rechterhoofd, maar de bloedige gezicht van zijn tegenstander Rusty Derouen.
All you got to do is pick this motherfucker's jab up. Get down there. Pick this jab up and hit him with the right hand.
Replay from round 8. A good round for Murray, driving Derouen back against the ropes, getting a head in there. But Duran's face is already so bloodied it makes little difference. And Murray piling on the pressure. Derouen trying to come back, but not nearly as effective as he was in round 7. More replay from the 8th. Murray scoring with a terrific left hook. That rocked back the American's head and drove him into the ropes.
Weer rond is blij nou weer.
Well, Murray's trunks that were once white are now mostly red from blood. And there's blood spattered all over the ringside here. Who's now scorecard, and look at Murray go. He never lets up.
Geweldige kracht naar die lijf en naar die gezicht toe. En nou is Derouen een moeilijke man. Hij gaat niet, het gevecht gaat beëindigd worden. Op het einde van die gevecht. Bij Williford wat ook verduidelijkt aan zijn bokser, je kan niet verder, ga niet uitmoedig proberen. Hij was daar met die handdoek uitgewijfd, die scheidsrechter het ook besef, ons kan niet voortgaan nie. Wat een gevecht, een magnifieke gevecht. Een van die beste gevechten wat ik in een lang tijd gezien heb. Laatst misschien Charles Westhuizen en Paul Twill.
Indeed, and here's a replay of the last seconds of this fight, which has been a magnificent battle. Murray measuring the American, driving him to the ropes with punches to the head. Nothing coming back from Derouen, you notice. The American has shot his bolt. And it was only a matter of seconds before referee Rassie Erasmus stepped between the fighters and stopped the fight. And so Gary Murray wins this fight on a technical knockout in the 8th round.
Daar is hij, die overwinnaar van hierdie gevecht. Werkelijk waar, uitstekend het hy gedoen. En hier kom die aankondiging.